Evening, wherever you are, my ever-rich community. Thank you all for attending today's presentation. What we're going to be focusing on is we're going to be showing you step by step from the get-go, from complete first entry into Global Unit Pay, how to go and open and verify your very own Global Unit Pay account. Just before I go and get into who I am and my introduction, can I just go and get some reactions in the chat, whether you can see or hear me? Just put some pluses just so I know that everything's all gravy. Everyone can see me, everyone can hear me. Yeah, fantastic, awesome. Well, the first question is, who am I? Because I'm a very recent addition to the Global Unit Pay team. My name is Aidan Ward. You may have gone and seen me around social media, whether it's on our podcast that I go and do with a couple of the guys within API Collective, or whether it's featuring on a couple of the opportunity meetings that a number of presidents and vice presidents have gone and done in the past. But look, I'm very, very new to the Global Unit Pay team, but that does not go and take away from just how exciting this project is. And I'm so blessed and so privileged to go and be with you all tonight, because it is 10 o'clock here in Melbourne, Australia. I know it's 3 p.m. Over in Russia and Moscow, and definitely midday over in the UK as well. Yes, Dan, Life with the Brothers. So who am I? I am the Assistant Project Manager for Global Unit Pay. As I mentioned, I'm a co-host for the Life with the Brothers podcast of Everrich. Current participant in the GoPro multi-level crowd investing mentorship program that Armand's goes and holds once a month. I'm admin for a new Facebook group targeted at our millennial partners. I'm one of the admins for that. A1 accredited in U-Game promoting, but the big thing for me is that I really want to go and have, and I have this dream of being an international inspirational speaker, and have since I was about 10 years of age. Having a platform to go and address you all today is just that one step closer to having that dream realized. And of course, I do have a goal to one day have a seat and a role on the Strategic Council with all of our esteemed higher up leaders within our Everrich community. But before I go and bring into the main point of today's presentation, which Martial will go and be running for the better part from start process to end finish verification, of course. What was it that went and got me involved with Global Unit Pay? To be perfectly honest with you, this is a groundbreaking project. Like, it's the first time that I'd gone and seen both fiat, crypto, and precious metals all amalgamated into a payment gateway that not only was convenient and was able to go and allow international transfers, and to go and get my money from point A to point B to point C wherever in the world, but also to go and be part of something that I know is secure, that I can go and trust, because as it's kind of been said on a number of occasions through some of our leaders, is that the banking system's not really doing us all too crash hot, let's be honest. So when I went and saw the project, the role go and be advertised, that both Martial and Valentin were looking for an assistant to both of themselves to go and take this thing to the next level, I said yes without missing a single beat. Ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you, I was so excited. And to go and see the depth and the grasp and the scope that we'll all go and have, I don't think it's gone and been really realized, is that this is the missing link to our ecosystem. This is the thing that goes and ties us all together and makes everything go and run seamlessly. So for me, that was the big plus. To go and see the difference that it's going to go and make in all of our members who do go and have their Global Unit Pay account, it's going to make a world of difference, especially for those people who have had trouble in the past getting their funds from one partner who might be a complete world away to another partner that's once again on the other side of the world from there. So the difference that it's going to go and make in our lives cannot be stressed. I can't go and say too much about it, but look, without further ado, let me go and bring in the main focus for today's presentation. Martial Niyonzima, next slide, please. Martial Niyonzima, look, the man needs no introduction, although I will go and give him a great introduction nonetheless. He is our project manager within Global Unit Pay. He's a member of the Ambassadors Council. He is a vice president within the Everrich Partner Program, which is so amazing. He's a blockchain enthusiast. He has a master's degree in computer science. He's an entrepreneur. And of course, as you will go and see, he is a very esteemed speaker. Martial Niyonzima, please, the floor is yours.
Hey, Aidan. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much for introduction. And I like your energy out there. Brilliant, brilliant. It's good to see young people stepping up, to participate in helping us moving forward. Great stuff. Now, I don't need any more introduction, guys. Just to check, as usual, let me check the sound. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? If you can hear me, put a plus. If you can't hear me, put a minus. Brilliant. Okay, I can see all of you can see me. That's amazing. Great stuff, guys. Today, as it is, it has been requested many times by many people, we're going to go through again the step-by-step registration process, because as Aidan said, this is going to be an integral part of our ecosystem. Okay, so we're going to go through step by step on how, again, you can register with the Global Unit Pay system. Now, later on, there will be, you've seen that in the news, we have given out some survey to try to find out why some people haven't created an account, so that we can tailor a training to help you guys. Okay. So the first page that you will go to when you go to gti.net, you get to this page, or the wgtinet.ch, you get to this page. This is a website you can get access to the back office of GUP. Okay, and what you need to do is click the button that say open an account. It's very simple, right? You open an account. This is step number one. Go to the www.gtinet.ch, and then you'll be presented to this page. And then what you need to do is just click the button that say open an account. All right. Now let's move to the next slide. This is the next step that you're going to do. Once you click the open button, open an account button, you will be taken to this page. Okay. And this page, this is where you're creating an account. They are asking you to put your first name. Okay. Now, some people, what they have been doing, for whatever reason, they have put like the last name in the first of first name, and the first name in the first of last name. Some people call it last name like a family name, things like that. So make sure you pay attention to this, and you put the email. This is important. You can see that we have highlighted that the same email as you have registered in Everrich. Okay, it is important. Why this is important? Because we're going to sync the GUP with your back office, so that your bonuses in future can be able to go straight into Global Unit Pay. Do you understand? It's important, and I'm going to repeat again. When you create your account, make sure you put your email, the same email as the email you use to register for Everrich. Now, the password can be any other password. You don't need to put, actually, I wouldn't advise you to put the same email as Everrich. Just put any other password, but make sure it is a strong password with a special character, okay? The main key here is the email that needs to be the same. And then you cannot open this account on Global Unit Pay if you are under 18 years old, okay? So you can see there is a button that says here, you read the user agreement and make sure you tick this box to confirm that you are over 18 and above, okay? So don't try to attempt to put your underage children to create their own account here. It won't work, okay? It will be refused. And there is a little box here that says confirm that you are not a robot. Now, the reason why this is a safety features in the web development nowadays, because there are a lot of bots, which people who are not create bots that go all over the internet to try to log in, to try to get into or create a different account for whatever reason, to flood the website. Okay, so here is to make sure that the person is actually a human person. So when you get asked, don't feel strange about it. It is just a simple process to verify that the person creating an account is actually a human being, not a bot, okay, or kind of a robot. And then once you're happy, double check the information, make sure it's fine. Once you're happy, click this blue button that says create an account, okay? Now, once you've done that, we go to the next page, please, in all the languages. Let's go to the next slide. Once you create, while you click the create account, you will be taken straight into the back office of the Global Unit Pay, like this. And then you will go straight into this. You see this button that says, go to my profile, and you see this exclamation mark here. That states that your account is not active, okay? Please verify your account, okay? Because you cannot do, literally, you cannot do anything with this back office unless you have been verified. So what you need to do, again, you can see that a lot of action taking buttons, they are blue, and then they've got like a white text inside, okay? So blue is action taking buttons, okay? So once you get here, what you need to do, you need to go to my profile. Again, if I'm going very fast, guys, please shout out, okay? If I'm going very fast, shout out in the chat, then I will slow down, okay? All right, so then you need to go to click the go to my profile. Okay, are you all still with me? Good. All right, so let's go. Now, once the person you click to go to my profile, you'll be taken to this page here. Right, now you can see you have a little bit more buttons, a little bit more menu, and you will be taken here. The first step, you can see each of these steps has numbers, so which means you need to be doing it in order, okay? You need to be doing it in order. So anything that is highlighted in blue like this, it means you need to take action. You need to click on it to do something, okay? So in here, you see email verification, verify your email. Once you click the button that says verify your email, which is a step here, then you will be taken to the next stage. If we can go to the next slide, please. Brilliant. So once you click, you will go to this one, and then they will send you a code, okay? They will give you this message that says your email verification instruction have been sent to your email. So what you need to do, go back to your email box. They will send you a link in order to activate that this email belongs to you. That's why they send it, to make sure that the email actually belongs to you. Once you click the link in your email, this email verification, you should be able to see like a tick to say that it's been done. So if we go to the next slide, please. Okay, this is the email, like it will appear when you go to your email box. You will have this information, and you click on this link, okay? All right, once you click on these links, go to the next slide, and this is what you will see. You can see that now the blue button with verify your email has disappeared. Now you've got a tick and verified in green to say that you have been verified. Now the number two, the next step you need to do is to verify your phone number, okay? Now just so that you see every time you complete a step, you can see there is a message at the top with the green tick that says you have successfully confirmed your email, okay? So always make sure, because I've seen people who have gone to the step and they haven't seen the box that says you have successfully uploaded your document or things like that, but you just assume that document have been uploaded successfully. So make sure you get this message. And then the next step you need to do is verify your phone, okay? Again, action button, blue button, click on it, and once you click on this verify your phone, you go to the next stage. Okay, go to the next slide. You will get this confirmation, okay? You put your email, and then you get this confirmation. It's like you get your phone confirm your phone numbers via SMS. You will be sent an SMS. I've seen some people that don't receive SMS. It just confirms the number that it is a real number. Okay, but you will also receive an email with this that your phone number has been added. Okay, it will confirm your email, etc., etc. Or now, if you don't see the email, sometimes some of the email goes into the junk box. Okay, some of the email goes to the junk box. So just make sure you have checked all the emails in the junk box, or if you don't see an inbox, make sure you go to the junk box to check it. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next slide, please. Again, this is just a step by step. You see that we start with number one, with email verification. Number two, phone verification. You can see every time you verify, you get a tick. Now we come to the most important ones. Okay, the most important one is ID verification. Now with this ID verification, you can see every time you unlock, you verify some of the step, the one below it just open up. Before it was grayed out. Now the button, the button for the next step that you need to do is available now for you to click. Okay, so once you click now, submit information for the identification information. Let's go to the next stage. You will get presented with this page. Now, the reason why we have put these pictures at the top, pictures of a passport, like a sample of a passport, a sample of a national ID. Now, not all the national IDs are accepted, okay? So the best document to use and not having issues is the passport, the international passport, okay? If you don't have any international passport at the moment, just make sure that you make every effort as possible so that you get one. At the end of the day, you are an entrepreneur, you are an investor, and investors have to travel, right? So you just get ready for you to start to travel, okay? Get your passport, okay? So just apply for your passport. It doesn't matter if you can't get it now, just apply for it, okay? It's the best investment you can. You can also invest in yourself because it will allow you not only to travel the world, but to be able to verify and connect with our global UniPay and use its services easily. Okay, so let's come back to this verification. You can see at the top you've got a welcome, you've got identity check, you've got personal details, you've got success. So every time you do one, it will move the blue. You can see the blue here, blue button here, blue dot. It will move the step by step. So for every step you complete, the blue dot it will move towards the right until to the success. So until you complete all of this, you have not actually completed this identity verification yet. Okay, so you can see a big blue button here that says start verification. Okay, now, okay, so say valid passport, not photoshopped. Now, this is very important, and we have actually seen this where people take the Photoshop of a passport. They try to change the dates of expiry of the passport. They try to change a little bit name, try to change a little bit picture. Guys, with the artificial intelligence system, this will be picked up. Okay, this will be picked up, and if they see that one person tried to do that, tried to cheat the system, you will be banned. Okay, you will be banned. So don't even try to do that. Don't even try to do that because you will be caught. Try to provide proper valid documents. Okay, now you can see that your webcam, they are telling you first of all what you need to make sure of. Okay, you need to make sure first of all that your webcam it is working properly. Okay, make sure your computer, if you're doing on a computer, you test the webcam, make sure it is working. If you are doing a Zoom with somebody else, the Zoom, because you're using a camera, you won't be able to use your camera on your computer if you're on a Zoom. Okay, so for example, somebody else is helping you out and they're showing you what to do. If you have a Zoom camera on, you won't be able to use it. So it's best to switch off your Zoom camera on your desktop when you do that. So make sure it is working fine, and make sure you have a valid identification document with you, because sometimes for the next step, when you go to the next step, you will see you will have two options here. You have an option of uploading a document later on. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to select at this step which document do you want to submit. Okay, so identity card. Now, some countries identity cards are accepted. Okay, but just try to get an international passport to avoid any delays or anything like that. You select a passport, and then here, each passport, they have what is called passport number, or whatever documentation number you have it. It tends to be like at the top right-hand corner on the photo page of your document, of your passport, okay? And then you just write that document number there. Once you're happy with the details is correct, you click I confirm my identity. Can you see this button? Once you put the number, this button will turn blue, and then it's clickable, so you can confirm it. Once you confirm it, you can see that it has moved from welcome, and then now you are at identity check, where you are there checking your document. Now we are going to move to personal details. If we move to the next slide, you can see the blue dot, it will move to the next point. So now here you will be presented with this screen, okay, where you need to record yourself with the device or the camera that you have. And now this is important to pay attention, because you have steps on the side. It is strange how many times people don't read these two instructions. Yeah, you've got next to this person, you just look at the person, you just do it anyhow. So just make sure you look. It's telling you exactly what you need to do. First, number one, it says facing the front for a few seconds. Okay, the whole movement, it takes around 10 seconds. Okay, so face the front for the few seconds, like this, the camera, and then to the right, you do like this, and then to the left, you do like this, and you just come, and you just wait. Don't keep doing that, don't keep doing that, okay? And make sure when you do that, also, there is nothing in the back. If you have somebody else working at the back, your children or somebody, a member of your friend or family member, they're working at the back while you're doing that, you will confuse the camera, okay? Just make sure it's a plane at the back, you're doing it that. And if you do that, it will be very quickly, take a few seconds, you will get the tick that it's been uploaded. Once you've done that, you're happy that you understood the instruction, you click this blue button that says start video recording. And when you click start video recording, make sure you're in a position, make sure there is nobody at the back or any objects at the back that might obstruct the camera to see the real you, because the camera will track your movement. Once you're happy, you click start video recording. And once you do that, let's move to the next slide. You will start to see the guy also demonstrated to you as well, and then you can start to do that. Now in here, the next step, what you need to do, you have two options. You have an option of taking a photo, like you put your documents to the camera and you take a photo of it. Once you can see and you will see in this little window, you will see yourself in this little window with the document, and then you just click take a photo, and then we take a photo. Sometimes if you've got a nice lighting, it could be good, but sometimes it might not be very good. So you just have to make sure that it is visible to the camera. Another option that you have is this option that with the plus on the bottom left corner that says upload photo. So if you have the photo taken already of the document on your computer or on your phone, you can click this button so that you can upload the document itself. But the best option is always to take it live on a camera, and then you will just have a big green tick that it is corrected just in a few seconds. Okay, two options you have here. And also make sure that the document, it is, if you have saved it, make sure it is in JPEG or PNG. Sometimes when it is a PDF, it can refused to upload. All right, let's move to the next slide. Are you following so far? Am I going too fast for you, or is it okay? So if it's still okay, click, just put plus. Okay, super. Yes, that's right. So just make sure the movement is not too fast. Just a few seconds. The whole 3 movements shouldn't take more than 10 seconds. Okay. Now you can see now the identity check has the dot has moved from there to the personal details. Okay. And here it's about to confirm your information, which will match your passport. Okay. Just make sure the information that is here, it also will match with your passport details. Okay, you select whether you're Mr. or Mrs. or Miss or whatever. You select whatever your title is, and then you put your date of birth. Okay, and then you put your given name is the first name, and then you put your surname there, which could be also family name, and then you put what nationality. Again, when you select a nationality here, make sure the nationality is according to the passport or to the document you upload. Okay, make sure it is the same as the passport you upload. Very, very important, because we have seen here many people who upload one document and they select here another different nationality, for example. Okay, so make sure it all corresponds to the document. Once you've done everything correctly, this next button will be blue, and then it will be ready to be clicked to the next stage. So if we can move to the next slide, please. Okay, brilliant. So now we're still on a page where you need to confirm your personal details. Now it's all about confirming your personal address. Okay, now when you confirm your personal address, make sure this is going to correspond to the document of a proof of address that you're going to provide. Okay, don't put your previous address, don't put any address. Make sure you have a document you can upload that corresponds to this address that you're going to put here, okay, where you live. So you put your address here, the first line of address, and then here you can put like I don't know, the name, the road, the house number, the street name, and then the city. You put the city, okay, as it is. You here the city need to indicate it need to be the same city as it will be on you, I don't know, on your proof of address or proof of residence. Okay, and then here you put a postcode, or it could be also what they call a zip code in some countries. Postcode here in the UK is called postcode. Some country could be called a zip code, is the same stuff. So you just put here country of residence. Now here, this is what is some people get confused. You can be you can be a British citizen, for example, or a US citizen, a passport holder, but you can be living in another country. You can be, for example, an Indian citizen, passport holder, but you can be living in Italy or in Spain or in Portugal or something like that. Here is a country of residence, where you live. Okay, what is the country? Okay, all right. So where you have the resident permit or whatever, where you live, basically. Okay.
I'm sorry, Marshall. Are we sure that the country of residence is the country where we live, or the country that issued the passport?
Yeah, the country where you live. Okay, this is where the country of residence where you live. This is not the country that issued residence, because I could be living somewhere else, but holding a passport in another country. This is where you live, because this is address. This information here, it will be information that will be checked against the utility bill or proof of address that you're going to show. Do you understand? Yes, this is where you live. Okay, the country that you live. And then once it's all correct, you click next. So we go to the next slide. Okay, brilliant. Yeah, so I can see somebody says an Indian working in Dubai. So if you're an Indian working in Dubai and you have a proof of address in Dubai, you submitted proof of address in Dubai. And then in your passport, if you have a visa, for example, for living in Dubai, it will be important also to take a photo of your visa of residence in Dubai. It's very important. You have to prove that, okay? For the identity, for the KYC member, that they can see, okay, this person, they have a different passport, but they live in another country, which is the normal. It happens all the time, okay? So now here, so for example, if you put, if in the previous one, if for example, you was an Indian resident, passport holder, you work in Dubai, for example, and then you put residence India, when you have a residence in Dubai, when you put a residence in India, and then you upload the document from, if you have an address in India, that's fine. If you have a bill and you can prove that you are there within the last 3 months, then you can submit those documents, okay? But the information here have to match, okay? If there is a discrepancy, the information that don't match, it will raise suspicion, and you will be put on hold, you will be put on the side or declined because the information doesn't match. It's important that information match, okay? Mirror whatever you submit. Here, on this step, you see you got a blue button now next to submit files, okay? Next to the proof of address. Here, then, you need to submit a document, either a utility bill or a bank statement that has an address for the address you previously put in the previous steps, okay? The address here has to match. If it doesn't match, then you will be rejected because, you know, the information doesn't match, okay? And then once you click submit files, you will be taken to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, once you click submit document, you'll be taken here, okay? Now you have also 2 options. You can drag, if you have the document on your desktop, you can drag that document straight into here, drag and drop file, and it will be uploaded. Or you can also attach it here. You can click this button that say attach files, and then it will ask you to go to take that document on your desktop, whatever you're getting them from. But you need to make sure that this document, it is not older than 2 months. This is very important. From the time that you submit your document, you need to make sure the document you are submitting is not older than 2 months. And this is as an example of so many different documents you can submit. And it needs to be in original PDF or JPG or JPEG format, okay? So all the bank statements, say for example, if you have a bank statement that say 1 to 7, okay, you need to make sure you download all of one in one document and then upload the whole document. They need to see all the pages, okay? And it could be utility bill, electricity, telephone, gas, water, etc., or bank statement, or a post office saving if it is applied to you. Or it could be, for example, it could be a resident permit for where you have a residence. If you are not a citizen of that country, but you have a resident permit, they tend to put an address where you live. So you can upload this document that is provided by the government, okay? Is that clear, guys? Is that clear here? Let me see on in the chat. Yeah, cool. All right, so once you're happy with that, once you see that it's uploaded now, I have seen many people who just upload the document, attach here, and the document doesn't go through, or the document is a little bit, I don't know, it's about 5 months, it's about 3 months, it's about 4 months. So you will be rejected, okay? The document needs to be very recent. That's how they can check that actually this person either live there or they have a right to live there, okay? Once all the information are correct, you just click submit details. The submit details will become blue, and then you can submit. Now, if it is something that is out of the ordinary, for example, something that is strange or is out of the ordinary, that is not this standard that we see here, you can add the comment, okay? You can put a comment here, like explain your comment, why maybe the document you submitted is not the usual type. Okay, and make sure the document is either in English or French, or this Roman I don't know how you call it, format. Okay, if it's Arabic, or if it's India format, or these Chinese writing, make sure you translate it to, or Russian, make sure you translate it to like a readable Roman format, English. Many bank accounts, yeah, Roman alphabet. Thanks, Tom. So many bank accounts, they will allow you to actually translate in English if you're going to submit it for international. Okay, once you're done, you click submit details. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Now, unlike the previous process, the proof of address, it will have to be viewed by KYC officers. Okay, unlike the phone number or email address that can be automatically verified, this document has to be checked by real human being. That's why if we go, you will see the state of processing, because if we go to the KYC officers, which are the people outside our company, these people, they have responsibility. They have signed document. It is their responsibility. If they mess up, if they approve someone and we get into trouble with the authority, they will be taking responsibility for it. So that's why they are not taking any risk. Okay, if they have any suspicious, they will just stop it. They will reject you. Simple as that. Okay. So make sure to avoid that. Make sure everything match. If it doesn't match, for example, explain in a comment, add extra comment to explain why this is out of the norm. Okay. And then the next step, it will be individual application form. Okay. Now this is important because it asks you a lot of information about how or what. Now, if you have opened a bank account anywhere around the world, you will be familiar with this information. The bank, they will ask you this information to try to find out, to avoid the money laundering, AML, anti-money laundering rules a lot of banks has put in place. They will want to know where you are getting their money from and where you are going to get the money out from this system too. Okay, so that's the banking system for you. All right, so when you're ready, now you need to click submit this form, the blue button. If you click submit form, you will be taken to this next stage. Okay, so if we can move to the next slide. Individual application form. Now this is important because a lot of people get it wrong. Okay, so again, to the question that Danish was asking as well, here you can see that this here state, the first question is country of residence for tax purposes, right? I can be living in Dubai, for example, but my country of residence for tax purposes could be United Kingdom. Or I could be living another place, but my country of residence for tax purposes could be another different country. So you need to pay attention here. If, for example, you live somewhere else, but you're paying taxes somewhere else, you need to put that country here where you pay taxes. Again, this is only for the tax purposes, okay? So if, for example, the example I just gave you, somebody live in Dubai, but they paying taxes in UK as their residence for tax purposes, they will put United Kingdom here. Okay. All right. Or it could be vice versa if you live in UK, but then you have a Dubai address, whatever, and then you can put it there for the tax purposes. All right. So whatever country where you pay taxes here, this is where you put the country. You put the country here. All right. So, and then here, I confirm. The next one to the right is I confirm that I am only the indicated states of residence for tax purposes. So you have to confirm that. Okay. If you don't choose any of this, you cannot move to the next step. So here, and then taxpayer identification number. Now, every single country, they have this. Okay. They have this one. So if most country, even children, they can have this number by, everybody have to have, because you cannot operate some of the services without that identification number. Some countries you don't need to have this. Again, some countries don't have tax system. Like Oman, for example, they don't have a tax. They don't pay tax. So this one, it could be maybe some national for health or whatever. You just need to put a number because this is a mandatory field. Okay. Now for the US member, US citizen, they have to do extra also. They have to, if you are a US citizen residing in another country, please provide your TIN number. So USA and some other countries, some few other countries, even if you don't live in the US, you still pay tax also in the US. By law, you have to pay taxes over there. Doesn't matter what other country you go. Even if you go to a country where they don't pay tax and you are a US citizen, you have a passport, you have to also pay tax in the US. You have to declare all your international income. So you have to put this information there. All right. If we can move to the next slide. All of this is part of the form, by the way. So that was information. Now here at this page here, this is where they are asking you about what do you do, okay? So how can you afford? I mean, basically they're trying to find out, you know, if you're gonna bring money here or any money coming here, where does it come from? Okay, who are you? So they're trying to find out who you are as an individual, what type of occupation, do you have saving, etc. So again, normal bank procedure. Opening accounts, when you open an account, this is a normal procedure. Okay, so information about the source of fund, where the money is going to come from. So here, our advice is to put a salary if you are employed or a self-employed. Most of the time, you are either employed or a self-employed. If you are unemployed and you choose unemployed, for example, and then you get the money, you have to explain somehow how the money come from, where the money come from. Either you're gonna have the income from family members and they might ask you to show proof, or it could be heritage, it could be real estate sold, etc. So you choose here what applies to you. But most of the normal ones is either I'm a salary because I'm employed, or I'm a self-employed. Okay, I'm a self-employed, income from self-employment. Most of the people here on this call will fall from those two categories. Okay, salaried, or some people can do both, and then that's why you're allowed to tick multiple boxes here, so you can have multiple things here. Okay, but the basic ones is salary or self-employed. And on the right-hand side, when it says information on occupation, so according to what you've ticked here, you have to tick what corresponds here. If you put unemployed, it is good to state maybe to the comment and put some comments of where the money come from, for example. Okay, so you select each one. The one to the right, you can only select one option. Okay, because it's a radio button which will allow you to select one. The one to the left, you can choose multiple choice. Okay, pretty straightforward. But most of the people fall under salary or self-employed. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Now this is the money coming into the system. Okay, money coming to the system. They try to find out if you're going to bring money into the system, where is it going to come from? Okay. So reasoning now for opening an account. Okay, bank always ask you when you open a bank account, they will always ask you why you want to open this bank account. It's a normal question, okay? Because some people opening a bank account for different reasons. They try to find out that you're doing it for the right reason. Now, most of the common information here you need to tick is household expense. Again, you can tick both household expenses and the personal expenses. Yeah, so if you just want to keep it simple, not complicating things, it's just these two. So household expenses and personal expenses. Okay, and then to the right hand side, you see customers account with other bank account. Now, most of the people, not all, but most of the people, you will have one or two bank accounts. Okay, so this I am guessing for most of the people, this is not their first account opening. Okay, you have another bank account in your country where you live. So here, if in the future you want to be able to withdraw money from Global UniPay to your bank account, you need to specify these banks here. Okay, so bank name, you put your bank name, and you put what country is that bank account, that bank is. And if you have more than one, if for example in the future you want to withdraw money, if you have an account in Italy and you have an account in India, you have an account in Dubai, put them here, okay? So that, you know, if you want to withdraw, for example, at some point, the system, they can know, okay, this person has already told us they have an account here, so it's not suspicious. Do you understand? And very important here, and is a must, anything you see with these small asterisks, okay, this blue asterisk is a must complete. You have to complete this information, okay? And here you just put family and a personal expenses. Very simple. You're just repeating these two what you put here. That's the main purpose of opening this bank account, this account. All right. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, great. So here on the left, we have country. They try to find out what countries the money will be coming from. On the right-hand side there, they try to find out where what country the money will be going to. So the first part is top up, okay, when you bring the money into the system. The second part to the right is when the money flow out, okay, when you withdraw your money, where is it going? They want to know, okay, this is a banking system. So here, country from which funds will be received, okay? Now, it can be, you can pick both. You don't have to pick only one option. If you're in Europe, you can tick Europe. And again, if you're in multiple places, you can pick, if you have a different bank accounts in different countries, as for previous slide, you can select, you can tick European Union and others. You have in a box, you can see there is a box, specify the countries. Write the countries in these boxes here, okay? And they need to match the previous slide. The bank account or the country put this year, it have to match the previous slide, the one at the top, okay? So then monthly turnover of funds in accounts, okay? So the average, most people, they will fall between between 1,000 euro to 5,000 euros, or you know, that some of the people are a little bit at the high end in our community for between 5,000 to 10,000 euros, and this is like from kind of turnover pretty much per month, okay? So, and this is very simple to the left. Again, select one of these. If you started to select a higher end, they will be asking a lot of questions. They will want a lot of proof, okay, for monthly. But later on, if you get asked and you have opened an account, you are very far, and you put a big amount of money, you will be asked extra proof to show where the money comes from. But at least you have an account to verify. You can do some other transaction before that, okay? So to the right-hand side is where if you decided to withdraw the money, for example, you need to tell them in advance where you're going to be sending that money, okay? This is a centralized entity. It's not decentralized like crypto. It's a bank. It would be like operating like a banking system, all right? So here, again, if you want the money to withdraw the money as to the previous slide, you put the country, you tick the boxes here as you've done in there. Okay, and this question is important. Will your first deposit to your account exceed 15,000 euro? Now you can see anytime that any amount that exceeds this amount, it will raise suspicions that we want extra proof to prevent anti-money laundering, to make sure that you can prove the source of the funds. Okay, all right. So here you just put no. If you don't intend to. Again, if you intend to do that, you put yes, but you have to indicate it with a comment, the source of funds. So if you want to keep seeing things simple, just you put a no here. All right, let's move to the next slide. All right, so in here, is very important, and this has caused a lot of issues, a lot of misunderstanding, because when the KYC officers see that, they will have a list of the names of the people within their system, people who are politically exposed, and then if you're unlucky and then you are not politically exposed yourself, or you don't have a brother but you tend to have you have family name, surname that match those one, unfortunately you will be flagged, so you'll be put on the side for manual check to make sure. But many of these has been resolved, so that person will show, okay, I'm not the person you say that I'm a politically exposed. You show the proof. That's it. You will be done. But this is something that will be done like a second check, like a third check on top of what the normal procedure. Okay, so here preferably is that you are not a politically exposed person, because if you are, and then you a member of the close family, it is one of those, you might not be allowed. In Switzerland, they might not open a bank account or an account for you. Okay, and here at the bottom they explain to you what close family members mean. Okay, it could be a spouse, it could be a person with whom you have a partnership with. Okay, parents or siblings, children's spouses, and person with whom children have registered the partnership. So it's a very long extension. So ideally, most of people will fall under the no category, and then you can move forward. Okay. So if you find out that you could be a personal, a politically exposed person, don't submit this document. It would be best to contact the support, let them know the situation, and then your case can be looked into individually, okay, rather than just submitting the document and being declined in the system, etc., etc. That would be the ideal things to do. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Right, so we're going to the end of this process, the registration process. So now when you go here, they want to confirm, and you need to confirm that you are the beneficial owner of the account, and all the funds in account that you are acting on your behalf. So nobody's acting on your behalf. Okay, this is the ideal situation. If you're not acting on your own behalf, you have to put additional comments why you're not acting on your own behalf, and this will be looking into. There could be so many different reasons why somebody else could act on your behalf. It could be your lawyer, it could be anything. They just need to put comments in here to explain the situation. The ideal situation is, yes, every single person completing their information themselves. Okay, and then you have to confirm. You have to tick this box to confirm that the information provided is correct in this and is true and correct. Okay, again, if you find stating the information that are not correct, you can be prosecuted, you could be liable. Okay, and then once you're happy with everything, you click the submit button. Okay, once you click the submit button, that's basically it. The next slide, it will show you that you will check the message. You can go to the message here in the box under this little person here. If you click here, it will show you all this information. You click messages, you will see some messages you receive from the support once you get verified, etc., or into your email address. Okay, I hope that you have found this step-by-step guide very useful. Again, we're not going to stop here. We will continue to try to help as many people as possible, but please fill the form that we put out there, so that you can express your view, your opinion on how we can help, and why you don't find it comfortable registering this, or what is the problem that you are having, so that we can try to put solutions in place so that everybody can have an account with Global UniPay, and the money can flow in easily and out easily. That's the ideal position. That is the ideal position, and that's where we want to end up. So I'm going to hand it back to Aidan who's going to show, who's going to share and present our next speaker? All right, cheers.
I've got a couple of things. Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you again for having me on. One thing that wasn't really touched on by Martial, and thank you once again for going through step by step for all of our partners as to how they can go and get set up and also verified the most seamless way without any hurdles or road bumps, hopefully. But look, the one thing that hadn't gone and been mentioned is in relation to the card sales, which is a function and a feature within the Global Unit Pay portal and system, is that when these cards go and come through, and we are able to go and sell and distribute them, you know, on a global basis to all of our partners who do have a Global Unit Pay account set up, is that you can use that to go and build upon your ranking within the partner program as well. So the volume that you go and have of all these card sales and purchases, then that's getting put through to your ranking levels so that you can go from agent to consultant, consultant to manager, to leader manager, top manager, and so on and so forth. You can go and earn passively through a payment gateway, which is so cool. And the thing is with Global Unit Pay is that it's part of our global portfolio. So if you are co-owner of the World Crew and the Crew, anything that is actually charged in terms of fees or costs or sales with these cards is getting fed back into our portfolio, which of course goes and has big ramifications with other facets within our economic ecosystem. It's amazing. But look, I could go on for absolute hours and days about how incredible this project is. But before I go and bring out our next guest, you see, earlier this morning, both Martial and I went and got a little link for us to go and have a look. And we're going to go and share this with you as well. This is our first promotion video for all of our partners to go and watch. So if the IT department can go and get that one played, it only goes for a short minute, but it is absolute fire. Is it showing? No sound. The video is not playing. Ah!
Мы пытаемся вывести видео.
We will go and move on to our. Oh, hang on.
Кажется.
No. The video's not going through. Here we go. Yes, I know it's in Russian, so all you Russian speakers and readers, if you can read that language, you know exactly how fire that is. Personally, it was just the vibe that went and got me going first thing this morning. But look, without further ado, I want to go and bring on the next and final guest for today's presentation. This man absolutely needs no introduction. You all know him through various parts of our community. Valentin Sokolnikov, I hope I pronounced that correct. He is the head of control and analysis department. He is also part of the Average Consumer community. Company's partner program, he is the toppest of managers. He's a financial analyst. He is a master profit training graduate. He is also a member of the Generals of the World for Peace Association, and he's also an investment consultant. So without further ado, I'm going to handball straight off to Valentin. Valentin, take it away, my friend.
Thank you, Aidan. Hello, dear friends. So let's do our sound check. Give me a score from 1 to 10. Okay, I can see that mostly people in the Russian room are giving me 10. So give me some feedback. So what did you feel? What kind of emotions you felt when you saw the video? Yeah, I see that most of you have great emotions. Yeah, someone says stoked, great, cool. Yeah, we were pleased as well when we first saw it. We edited it. We tried to make it as good looking as possible, and then we'll have it dubbed translated into all other languages as well, because we want the global unit pay be available not only to our partners, average partners, but to the users from all over the world. And I think now let's go to our Q&A session. As you know, we ran the survey. If you participated in it, I would like to thank you for your participation. We realized that we need to grow, we need to improve, and we accept all the comments, both positive and negative. This is our experience, this is our growth, and we're all thankful to you for that. And as Andrei Khavratov said last Saturday at the closed meeting, well, essentially, we're all big testing group, because yes, at first there were single people who managed to register in the payment system. Then ambassadors and leaders made it to the test group, and they were one of the first to be able to test all the functionalities of the payment system. And right now, we are all part of that testing community, and we're getting ready for even bigger growth. And we are now testing the system with bigger turnover. We have registrations, verifications, successful verifications, unsuccessful verifications. So we have our own ticketing system. When there is a message sent to the support on different issues, it is not just given an automatic reply. It is being processed by the developers as well. We're growing, we're improving. Moreover, we're now trying to see how we can do it on the marketing level. We have Global Unit Pay CH, GTI net.ch, and for those who are not fully aware of all the news, what the company does, they might think that those are two different companies. No, this is the same company with two different websites. And we will do some colorful rebranding to bring it to one single standard. And then it will be all brought together into one place, so that the person could go to the gtinet.ch by visiting the Global Unit Pay website. So we tried to look into all of your questions. We received more than like 800 different questions, and we didn't manage to process them all. But this is great that we're receiving feedback, and we can improve based on your feedback. So I will answer the most frequently asked questions. For example, when are we going to have our own bank cards? Dear friends, I would like to congratulate you. We finally received samples of the gold card and standard blue card. We received them in our Moscow office. Congratulations. So let's make some noise for ourselves. Yes, it took some time because the cards were sent with DHL and DHL didn't want to let them through. We received them last month, but we were preparing for the summit. Then one thing, another thing. Andrei was at the summit, so we waited for him. We showed them the cards. We quite liked them too. Now we're waiting for the confirmation from MasterCard, and the first opportunity to place the order for that card will be given to the EU citizens and British citizens. So they will be the first to get the chance of receiving those cards. As for other countries, I would like to ask you a question. I have the Russian speaking chat in front of me. And guys, I'm asking you the question and I will be reading the answers. So friends, imagine that in your country, you receive the chance of receiving or using the global unit pay card in your country with the only nuance. If your country does not receive crypto in any of its form, then you won't be able to use the payment system in full. So would you still be willing to use the global unit pay cards? So they're still bank cards, but not with the full functionality. This is my question to you. Would you like to use not full-fledged cards? So it won't offer you the crypto functionality. Maybe some of the functions won't be totally available, accessible. Some people say not exactly. I don't think I wouldn't. Others, they yet would be a card with the logo, but it wouldn't offer the full functionality to you because of the crypto restrictions in force in your country, like in Russia, for example. If we issue those cards in the Russian territory, then those cards will not be supporting cryptocurrency. So this will be just a card for you to top up and withdraw money, and that's it. No crypto functionality. The global unit pay allows us to do it in the territory of the European Union to deal with crypto. Plus, we have 8 test countries with 8 people in those countries who will receive those cards. And I'm talking about countries outside the European Union. They will test those cards and see their functionalities so that people would be full members or users of global unit pay and would be able to use the cards with all the functions in it. So that's what we're trying to do to make sure that all our partners enjoy the full functionality. Plus, there is an opportunity right now to order virtual cards from Global Unit Pay, and you can use those virtual bank cards right now already. Let me give you my example. Recently, I bought tickets with the Global Unit Pay virtual card. So I could top up the card. I can top up the card with crypto or using a standard bank transfer. Another user of the Global Unit Pay was able to move money to my card, and then I topped up that virtual card. I entered the data, the card number in the required field. I received the SMS, verifying confirmation of SMS, and I paid for my air ticket. Moreover, I paid in euros, and the exchange rate was the same as at the Forex. And when I topped up my Sberbank Russian bank, the exchange rate was 5% different. So I overpaid or paid more than I had to because of the conversion rates. So you see, some banks, they have hidden commissions. In our case, when you pay with your virtual bank card, I was pleasantly surprised. I paid for the air ticket using the direct exchange rate. This was great. Also, there were questions about our users being able to withdraw money from Global Unit Pay to other bank cards. This is good news. Yes, it will be possible. And we mentioned it in the beginning of this year. We already have been informed that the license has been approved. Now the developers are setting it all up, configuring. We are getting ready for the months of May. If we can do it in April, even better. But we would like to do it in May in order not to have delays. So we promise to do it in May, we'll do it in May. If sooner, then it's better. And people will be able to withdraw money to other banks' cards. So even if you didn't top up the account with your card, you will still be able to withdraw money to that card. So it will be, this option will be available, and I would like to congratulate you on that. I know there are some restrictions. For now, we're working with Visa and MasterCard. There were also questions about registration and verification, and I would like to thank Martial for very detailed description and overview. Yes, there were a lot of questions, a lot of mistakes made by our partners. In the first 2 weeks, we had over 20,000, I think 30,000 new registrations, but for some reason, not all people maybe checked the guidelines, read the guidelines, made a lot of mistakes. And now when we took a look at the feedback, there were users who were asking to verify their account. And when we asked our team what the problem was, I mean the KYC and compliance officers, they told us, like, for example, a user, I'm not saying the country, it's an Asian country, tried 12 times to upload his documents. For 12 times, he tried to upload his documents. 11 times, the documents were incorrect. They tried to upload their driving license. And in our guidelines, we tried to explain as clearly as possible what documents are accepted for verification. Imagine that the Global Unit Pay is a platform where you can do everything from one place, one-stop shop, like being at home or somewhere on vacation. You can do any kind of transactions from one place, back office. So if you want to open an account in a European bank, you click the button, you get your account number. If you want to exchange crypto, top up, withdraw, if you want to pay for some tickets, I don't know, using your virtual card or physical card, you can do that staying in your account. So this option is available to those users who will go through the registration and verification in the payment system. And for that to be available, the system requires you to fully confirm your documents, that you're a real person, that you are not involved in criminal activities, that you have a real address and you can confirm that address, that you filled in the form correctly without making any mistakes. If you are employed, then you say hired personnel or employed, and this is the company that I work for, or I'm a business professional, or I'm self-employed. You tell the system who you are, and those users who will be doing business, the process of onboarding is way more difficult and takes more time than the verification of an individual. So legal entities will have to provide even more documents, and it is all needed for us to be able to work smoothly. So if a company wants to open an account, the bank or individual wants to open an account, the system will ask the same things. Did you go through the KYC as a director? Where are the documents of that company, and so on. So we are checking all the companies, all the beneficiaries and CEOs, and it eventually simplifies the process for the registration of merchants and so on, and accounts. And for that, all the documents should be uploaded correctly. And those partners who did not read the instructions or didn't follow the instructions and tried to upload the same wrong document several times, well, I'd say it made people who uploaded the correct documents to wait for more time, because the KYC officers had to check once and again the documents that were uploaded 12 times and 12 times uploaded incorrectly. Well, now it was, we had difficulties in the beginning of this whole process. Now the documents take 1 or 2 days to be verified if everything is correct, because now we're working in a more or less routine way. As for the support, the messages that are received by support are being processed, are being considered. If you still have questions, write to the support service, write to the support at the global unit pay, and I don't think there will be like a million messages on the same topic. People are more or less now aware what needs to be done, and all of your tickets, all of your requests will be considered in due time and won't take too much time. Well, as for our next steps, what we're going for is May, June. We will have Google Pay and Apple Pay in our smartphones. Also, a special application is being developed for smartphones so that everyone could use it. So instead of using the web-based function system, you will be using your mobile devices. And it's, of course, way easier for a person, way more user-friendly for a person to be using their phone for that. And a lot of interesting things come up. Okay, there were questions why the bank cards are so expensive. Some people are asking. Let me give you an example. If you want to connect your bank card to the Google Pay or Apple Pay, the company that issued that card will pay money. They will pay money to Google or Apple. And every time you make a payment with your mobile phone in a terminal to Google Pay or Apple Pay, the company will pay money for each transaction. This is the conditions of Google and Apple because they make money on it. And there are quite a lot of such hidden payments. You pay for everything, literally. People who tried to top up using Quantum and you failed, the company pays for that too, because you entered your card data to make a payment. Those are standard commissions, charges that the company pays for you trying to make a payment. So people who make 2 or 3 payments, those users fall under the fraud monitoring in order to make sure that there are you don't have too many withdrawals. Imagine a person who tries to top up their wallet 100 times in a short period of time. The company pays money for the money that they never received. Well, there are some things that nobody's talking openly about, but they exist. We mention it to you because we're all in the same boat. We're all partners here, and people need to understand it. So the standard cards cost 26 euros plus delivery and standard commissions. But we need to remember about the hidden commissions that nobody mentions, like Apple Pay and so on. And that amount includes already all the future possible payments for those cards that will have increased limits like gold or platinum cards. Yes, the cost is high, but they are intended for people who have higher income, for people who appreciate the fact that they can enjoy an increased limit for transactions and withdrawals. So there are benefits here and commissions as well. So when you order a bank card with increased limits, there are hidden charges that are included in the overall commission, so that the person doesn't have any extra headache, because every transaction costs money. It's like a monthly subscription fee. You pay once and that's it. You know that every time you check your balance or do something, you won't have to worry that additional money is debited from your account. You pay once and then you can, not worry about it anymore. So those were the main questions, that the most frequently asked questions in the survey. Maybe you have additional questions coming up right now. Some partners are asking, why do I need a global unit pay at all? So guys, I would like to ask you, could you please write me in the chat whether you have a mobile banking and how often you use it? So how many times per day do you use your mobile banking? Like once a day, twice a day? Someone says every day, once a day, someone more often, others less often. So a payment system is like a mobile bank. We don't have the license for receiving banking deposits or issuing loans, but we're not interested in issuing loans. But nevertheless, we are very similar to mobile banking. Some people mention Revolut, Wirex. I had a friend whose account was frozen with crypto on it, and they froze it without even notifying them of the reasons for freezing it. They didn't even answer the messages or letters until we wrote to the regulator. And we were talking about quite a lot of money. It's $100,000 in crypto. And imagine you have access to your account and all of a sudden you can't access that account just because the company decided to cut you off. You write messages, they don't reply. And I guess we have a better loyal approach to our partners, because when money was topped up and a partner asked us to organize a Zoom session with him to explain what is needed of that partner, we organized that Zoom session with the help of interpreters. I don't think Wirex will do that for their partners. And maybe in some unforeseeable future, but I doubt it. Whereas we are very loyal to our customers, we would like to develop together and always receive feedback, because feedback is a prerequisite for growth and development. Someone says once a week, once a day, every day. Yes. Global Unit Pay is the system that you will be able to use every day. And doesn't matter whether you are buying World CRU security token from our partner company, UGPay Group, or if you use other options from other partners of ours, like Unitex. So the payment system performs all the functions of the standard mobile banking that we all use. If you need to make a payment, you do that payment using your phone or a card. You need to buy something, you do it. In this case, you're not just keeping money on someone else's balance. You keep money on a balance, an account that you always have access to. Well, as for the instructions, guidelines on the operation of Global Unit Pay, we already published those instructions in our website. We will have it in the gtinet.ch. When you go to your account, in the bottom, you have most frequently asked questions, and we answered all of those questions in detail, how to use it. Also, we will be explain how to use the payment system from inside, and the most active partners already tested the banking transactions. We have even partners who topped up cryptocurrency in their Global Unit Pay account, exchange it into fiat, and then fiat money withdrew into their bank account. So they received fiat money and they used that money. So there are very different options available there. The most active partners, they already are using that. So guys, you can either wait for the instructions to be uploaded or try and start navigating in the website yourself. For example, if you don't speak English, you could activate the Google Translate function in Chrome and try to figure out what you have on the website in the system. Guys, I will be taking questions from the Q&A, okay? One by one. So Natalie Clark, I asked you a question regarding your attempt to use a virtual card on Australian supermarket. For example, if you didn't receive the SMS confirmation, try to write to the support and tell them about it, and your situation will be considered by them. Yes, there was such a mistake as SMS not being sent for confirmation. And those partners who go to the support, they have this function activated manually for them. Others saying that sometimes they are asked to enter the two-factor authentication code. Yes, friends, this is a security-related issue. We're living in the 21st century, and very often we face a lot of fraud, especially online. People can ask you to move money somewhere, and you might do it accidentally, or you can be hacked. If you do something on your own, then there is no one to blame but you. But if they try to hack you, then the two-factor authentication will protect your money. So people are asking us why we have two-factor authentication. Well, you can turn it off, but then it will be only you responsible for the money stolen from you. Да, еще пару вопросов. So Maria asked a question about trying to top up a Unitex account with a digital virtual card. Very good question. Could you please write to the support and specify the email that you use, and we will check in our system. Because if you received OTP code and made the payment should have gone through. We will look into it and ask Unitex what went wrong. Тогда the next question is virtual card limits and whether you can link it to Apple Pay. I will answer the Apple Pay part. You won't be able to link it to Apple Pay. Only physical card can be linked to Apple Pay. Well, I think there might be limits on the purchases as far as the virtual cards are concerned. At least we will notify of that, and we will tell about the limits on our website that we're just developing, globalunitpay.ch. As for the limits on the virtual cards, the limits have been already announced. Martial mentioned it. And for you not to forget, we will add that information about the limits on our newly developed website. John Gronveld, I asked you a question about the attempt to change your verification address. Again, those type of questions should be addressed to the support. You tell them that this is your current address, this is the address you would like to change to. Just notify them. But please be mindful that the verification team will ask you to confirm your current address. So Valentin, there is a follow-up question from the Spanish chat. Do you have to specify that you changed your address in the system? It is not, obligatory. Once you verified your address as your resident address, you will be receiving the physical card if you order it to that address. Also, some kind of mail letters will be sent to that address, the address specified in during the verification. But if you change the address, but you still have access to your previous address, to the access to the mailbox, then there is no need. But if you don't have access anymore, then you need to change that address and go through this whole support procedure. Or for example, if your passport changed or expired, then order a new passport and you have to verify it again. Сейчас пытаюсь найти. Да, давайте с английским уже все. So we have a question from the Italian chat. When people will be able to go through the registration and verification again, people who have been rejected at the first stage? Well, as for the rejections that we had in the past, we had a feedback form and there was a column in there like, did you go through the registration and verification? Do we need to get in touch with you? Our partners and users who weren't able to go through the registration and verification and who were in need of assistance, those and specified their names will be considered again. And we have two options. The first option is because a person was rejected because of the AML, anti-money laundering, and then those cases will not be reviewed. And the second option is when the user made a mistake. For example, they didn't fill in the form correctly. Then for such users, there will be a second chance will be given to them to fill in their forms again. And thank you for that question, by the way, because in the feedback form, there were a lot of comments that please verify the documents. And when we checked those specific users, what was wrong with their registration, it turned out that they simply didn't upload the documents. So how we can consider their cases if they didn't upload the documents? And Marshall on the open meeting gave the statistics and told us how many people were registered, how many people went to the verification, and how many people registered but never uploaded their documents. If you simply registered but never uploaded your documents, then you can't go through the verification. I have two questions then. Why people do not register in the first place? And the second question to you, dear friends, please open your accounts and check whether you actually uploaded the documents, or maybe your documents have already been considered. Maybe some data was rejected and you need to upload it again. Maybe you specified one address and then you uploaded documents confirming a different address. Just go to your account and check again whether you still have those blue buttons to go through the verification. Thank you. Another question is regarding email, whether we can change it and whether we should the email. During the registration, I entered the address that is not the same as the one I used in Everreach. So it is easier for you to change the email in the EvoReach back office. It's done faster rather than email in the global unit pay. The process is way more complicated to change the email in the global unit pay because this whole issue of database synchronization. That's why we asked from the very beginning to use the same email. So again, I repeat, it is way easier for you to change the email in the Everreach back office, not in the global unit pay. So if you want your email changed in the Everreach back office, change it there. But it can be done, but better do it in the Everreach back office. And one more question from the Italian chat. What kind of documents can be served as a confirmation for the source of funds? I asked the support service several times, but never received their answer. Good question. We had a lot of discussions with some of our partners who were topping up their accounts and they weren't able to justify the origin of that money. So the question is, where have you taken that money from? For example, you had real estate, you sold that real estate, you have a certain amount of money, and you can show the real estate purchase or sale contract as a confirmation for that money. Or you have a business and you can prove that you are the owner of the company, the company paid you dividends, or you receive that money in some other way, or you're employed person. So you have a pay slip or платежная ведомость. Like you show them your pay slip, or the bank statement that this is my proof of that I regularly receive my salary, or you have a savings account bank statement. So you just provide them proof of where you take that money from. So there is a chance of topping up more money than you currently can. You just have to prove that this money is yours and you obtained them in a legal way. Yes, sometimes people buy cryptocurrency goes up in price and you get more fiat money. Well, in this case, you have to describe the full situation, how you bought cryptocurrency and how you bought crypto low and sold it high. And you can have some statement from the exchange, or you should be able to prove how you got your hands on that crypto, and then you can provide that proof to the IML officers, so you can show them the entire transparent history of your money. Thank you. So we have a question from the Spanish chat. Thank you very much. Robert is asking, all my data was verified and confirmed. So what are my next steps? Congratulations. Your account is verified and you can use the global unit pay verification system. So what you can do is you can use all the available functions. You can order an international bank account. You can sell and buy crypto. You can order bank cards. The virtual card will be soon available. Physical card will be available. All of it you can do. You can pay with your physical card in supermarkets anywhere, make online payments. Online payments are available or possible with a virtual card too. So everything that you need to have in your everyday life, you will have for using the global unit pay. Thank you very much. How can people order a card to be delivered to Costa Rica? Good question. Although I already said it, the bank cards will be available first only to the EU citizens and the United Kingdom. The citizens of other countries will have to wait. What? The outcome of our tests. We have 8 testing countries where we sent our cards to. Those are not EU countries, and we'd like to see how that option works. The license that we have right now is applicable to the European Union only. So we cannot send cards to other countries because it will not be entirely correct. But right now we're working on this functionality being available to other countries and nationals of other countries so that they would have be able to enjoy the benefits. We're testing, we are trying to make sure that everything is legally correct, and only then it will be available to all of our partners if the decision is positive and if the solution is workable. Okay.
How can we understand which banks to go to with our cards and how to withdraw money from ATM machine? A good question. To withdraw money in ATM. So you will do it like you do with any other card. You can cash out in the ATM machine. Did I answer your question? It's the same, like in case of all the other cards, only it will be the Global Unit Pay card with the extended opportunities. And I've described so far what we have available. I see that we have the same questions repeated. Do we have any new questions not discussed before from any chats? If they are the same, then I can suggest you're watching this recording, sharing our webinars in your social media with your friends, with your relatives, with those people you know. As you know, we noticed quite recently, yesterday on Tuesday, when we had a joint phone call with Aidan and Martial about the way to develop other payment systems. They are not our competitors, but they have similar functions. And the boosts in cost in the value of the capitalization of payment systems. And that is this factor, this trigger is the new users. Because we as a company pays for each checked passport and verification as there is a request to the security service and we get information about the history of each particular person, whether he's politician or not. So we pay a fee for this. And moreover, those partners who many times upload inadequate documents, we pay money for this again. And so that everyone is clear about this, as the cost of the work of a compliance officers, of AML officers, is expensive. And when a person does the same work many times and a person uploads the same documents many times, it's simply waste of money. We pay and we want to see it accessible, available, and understandable by all the people. Therefore, please upload adequate documents. And look, if in your country of residence there is a requirement to upload a passport, don't upload your ID card and say that you have only ID cards. Get your passport and upload a passport. If there are some other requirements, please be compliant with them. Utility bills, for instance, as a confirmation of your address, so that we see your name, your last name, your address of residence, and the term of this statement should not be more than 2 months. If it is 3 months, it could be accepted, but we recommend to make sure that it was issued not later than 2 months ago. If it is in English, it's ideal, but our officers can use translators. We can actually do it, but if it is in English, it will be super fast and ideal. And we try to help to give some advice how to do it in a proper way, in an accurate way, so that the time spent on your verification is reduced to the minimum. And every verification, since we pay for verification of the users, we get a client who shared his passport details. And the more clients we have, it's like the database. The higher the value of our database, the more people we have, the more people can make some deposits or transactions. The more transactions we have, the higher the turnover is. The higher the turnover is, the higher our revenues, and we show the high turnover, and the value of the company grows up. The higher the value of the company, the higher the value of the assets of the company. That is our beneficiary, and that is, you may know or not know, it's called World CIU, and everyone benefits from this. Therefore, if you have friends, relatives, recommend them to verify through global unit-based system. They will benefit from these opportunities. So there is no version for mobile devices yet, but we are working on it, and this way it will be easier for the people, for the use, and we will get more revenues on it and grow. And there are a lot of companies on the market, and quite recently in one newspaper I read about Noxi, Italian company. It is very popular in Europe, but it originates from Italy, and it is believed to be very popular and high capitalization company. Why? Because the company acquired smaller actors with their players, with their databases, with the existing databases, with some payments. Look, by means of this, they grew up, they became popular, they have their own cards, and due to unknown reasons, these cards are not accepted. And this is our goal, to grow and develop. And we do have the existing partners who already service our payment system, Unitax, UGPay Group. And nonetheless, we have registrations of new companies that before were not a part of the average community. We may earn on it as well. And our intention is to develop. Actually, this is the reason we run our webinars, we improve, we run surveys, we develop our own brand book, which you can see on the Global Unit Pay website.ch. It will be improved even further. You may not use the Russian passport like any other national passport, which is not in the list. ID cards of some countries will not be accepted as well. Well, I see that we've run out of questions. Am I right? To top up global unit pay, do we need to pay a commission or no? If you are not registered in global unit pay, you must register. You must register and verify to get access to all the services of the global unit pay, and you can use everything available there. And as you ask the question, you may top up. How you will top up? You can use the method of trial by clicking different buttons and see the effect, or read the instructions in the back office, or press a button, frequently asked questions, which you can find in the back office of your account of the payment system Global Unit Pay. And accordingly, you select a question, how to top up, and there is the instruction, or to top up with the cryptocurrency or the card, or you may top up via the bank transfer, SWIFT, SEPA, or get money from any other partner located in the system of Global Unit Pay that will be able to make an internal transfer with no charge, with no commission. Your account is topped up, you will be dandy and use the Global Unit Pay benefits as you want. I see that the questions are repeated, so therefore, dear friends, I'm very grateful to all of you for your attendance of this webinar, for your time, for the feedback we receive. We will do our best to run these webinars with updates regularly, so new instructions, or read the previous one if you didn't read it, so to make sure that it is user-friendly, convenient for you, and you are all delighted and happy with using Global Unit Pay system. My thanks to Aidan, Martial, and to all the organizers and the interpreters, and I want to have more attendees at our webinars, as we are all interested in the company's development. We have 12 rooms available, but not all of them are full. And there are those with very limited number of attendees. Look, guys, we work for you. If any room is of no demand, please let us know that it's not of your interest, and then we will not burden our interpreters so that they translate for 1, 2, or 3 people. Meanwhile, I thank you all and wish you a good day, a good evening, or a good morning. So wish you good luck. Bye-bye to you all. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Valentin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think we went and answered over 50 questions in the English room, which is absolutely insane. I couldn't go and do it without Valentin, and I couldn't go and do it without Martial. And that's the thing that really goes and excites me most about Global Unit Pay and where we're actually going, is because of these changes, whether it's the update to the team, or whether it's the sending out the feedback survey to go and find out from you guys how we can go and benefit you, how we can go and support you, and in turn ourselves as well. I think that's really the big takeaway. But look, I want to go and say thank you for all attendees and for all of our audience everywhere across the world. It's been an absolute honor and privilege. As I mentioned at the start, it's been an absolute honor and privilege towards the end. Do take care and do stay tuned as well, because we are definitely going to be featuring a lot more frequently and a lot more regularly, as Valentin Witten said. So with that, I'm going to go and wish you all a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. Thank you very much. Take care.